Behind the steering wheel has always been my favorite seat, and driving the highways of America has always been my ideal office.
(6,400 miles) across the western United States, down the coast, and back again. 18 days living on the road, flying solo. My first destination, the Great Salt Lake. Exploring the shoreline of the lake was extraordinary. I followed train tracks for miles and foot dragged into the seemingly endless abyss of salt flats. The locals might try telling you this is just a big stinky lake with no fish, but from where I was sitting, it was plain to see what was so great about the Great Salt Lake. After 2 hours of ice-cold, finger-freezing, knuckle-numbing exploration, the idea of cheap, crummy gas station coffee sounded fantastic. So, I headed back towards my truck, just to find another pilot getting ready to take to the sky. I don't frequently run into other pilots in the wild, and after quickly linking up with this mystery pilot, I was even more surprised to find that it was a girl. Excited to introduce myself anyway, Hillary really didn't give me much of a choice. You'll find out why in just a second. The wind began to escalate, making a routine landing not so routine. Her lines got wrapped around a nail towards the top of the pole, and while frustrating in the moment, Hillary still managed to set the bar for the trip even higher than the nail on that stupid pole. Personally, I thought the new windsock was a nice touch, but she insisted on taking it down. Heading west, I reached the otherworldly Bonneville Salt Flats, where many land speed records have been set. Doing 100 miles an hour in a loaded-down F-150 almost felt safe, and necessary if I was going to make it to Twin Falls, Idaho for another bucket list flight that evening. Once I arrived in Twin Falls, I scoped out the site where Evel Knievel attempted to jump the Snake River Canyon, before finding a nice spot to call my runway. Once I was airborne, I carved through the canyon blasting the Red Hot Chili Peppers under the bridge, while flying under the Perrine Bridge, perhaps the most famous base jumping bridge in the country. My itinerary was a bit ambitious, and although I found all these really cool trails to hike, I was running a tight schedule. Luckily, most of the hikes were waterfall hikes located within the Snake River Canyon, so I ended up simply flying to the waterfalls instead. Talk about the laziest road trip ever, but flying instead of hiking is never a bad trade-off. After buzzing over the Kool-Aid-colored water, I passed the Evel Knievel jump site, and I wasn't about to miss the opportunity to take my paramotor off this sweet jump. If this wasn't sketchy enough, it also started to rain on me as I launched myself across the canyon. I flew over the nearby Shoshone Falls before heading back to my truck to take cover. I met some pretty awesome people and knocked out 2 bucket list flights in the process, and that was a wrap on day 1. Yow! That's what I'm talking about.